Hi guys, it's Laura Cat here. Today I'm going to be playing Her Story. So this is a game by Sam Barlow. It's a FMV indie like narrative heavy game. I don't know, like I haven't played it before, so I'm going in fresh. But I basically know like it's about like there's a mystery and you're watching a woman who's been interviewed by the police. You're watching like clips of her and you have to try and figure out what the story is, what her story is, yeah, and what's going on. So I know this game's got really rave reviews on Steam. It's been nominated for awards. So I'm really looking forward to playing it. I think it's going to be awesome. Cool, let's give it a go. Search terms, murder. Okay. You are logged in, auth guest. Huh, why am I a guest? Clip stored in user session. I guess I can search. Oh, look at that. It's kind of cool. I like this interface. This looks like a crazy old school computer, right? Like a 386 or something. The Windows 3.1. Alright, let's check this out. User tags blank. Oh, I can put my own tags in there. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna be trying to figure out her story, so once I can like tag the videos, maybe I'll need to come back to them or add to session. I don't know what that does. Oh, okay. What does that say? Clips stored in user session. Okay. I think I'll just try playing it.
You think it's murder?
Yes, I do.
Clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Okay, that was wasn't really much there. Oh, they all put this one's pretty short as well, like 12 seconds. Okay, she looked believable, right? I thought she seemed like an honest woman.
Yeah, that's me. But February, and that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Huh, so she's wearing different clothes. This one says it was she's English, so I guess it's day, month, year. So the 1st of July. And this one is the 27th of June. Okay, so that one's after. Yeah, like a few days after. Alright, let's give this one a go. 7 seconds, and this one's the 3rd of July. What was the other one? The 1st. I think this one's the 1st. Okay, so a couple of days later again.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
She seemed very calm in that clip, considering it seemed like she thought she was being accused of murder. 21 seconds. Oh, this one's the same day. It's 12:05 and that's 11:26.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
That was interesting. She's like, oh, you've got no murder weapon, you can't pin anything on me. That looks like someone that's been like looking it up on Google, like, what do you need to put someone away? Okay, I'm gonna let's try looking up Simon. Oh, cool, that's given us a bunch. I think these are all from the same day. It looks like she's wearing the same thing. 18th of July. Yeah, and what was the first one we saw? 27th of July. Sorry, 18th of June and the 27th of June. So this is like quite a bit before the first clip we saw before. The first one before was...
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder.
Okay. It was the first time she was like surprised, like, oh, you think someone was murdered? So let's see what she has to say in these ones. I don't know if I should be adding these to the session every time. Is there limited stuff I can add to the session? I don't know. Probably need to figure out some kind of tagging system. It's gonna get crazy.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
Okay, Simon Smith. So we have a last name now. And we know that he's... Which glass company did she say? I'll put it on here. Simon Smith. I think I need to play it again. I can't remember what the glass company was.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass.
Ernst
They do windows,
Brothers
all kinds of glass. Simon.
Ernst Brothers Glass. I wonder if I can copy that. I tried. I Control-C'd it, so we'll see, I guess. No. Oh, yeah, it worked. Nice. Cool. I'll play the rest of these.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. And border photo.
Of course there is. It means he has no soul.
This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
Seems like maybe he's just missing or something at this stage, because she seems very relaxed, very calm. Like, just very matter of fact about it. Okay, what did she say? He's
Simon is 6 foot,
6
darkish
foot,
blonde hair,
average build. That's not that helpful.
He's clean shaven.
I'll put it in here anyway. 6 foot, blonde, average build, clean shaven.
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan.
Rockington
There's some
Arms.
other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Oh, a barmaid, really? Rockington Arms. I think she said The Rock.
It's the Rockington Arms, The Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Okay. I wonder if that's like a night he went missing or something. Came in, had some drinks at The Rock.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games. You know, climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
Mario? Amstrad. Is that like a brand of...
Yes.
Like a really...
There's an Amstrad one.
Oh, Amstrad. Is that like an
No
old
one
school
uses it
brand
for
of
very
computer or
much.
something?
There's a print.
Amstrad. That's how she said it, right?
Yes, there's an Amstrad one.
Okay. I've never heard of an Amstrad before. Just based on what she said, I'm guessing it might be a brand of PC.
Simon
Oh, this is
isn't the type to
94.
run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or
Yeah,
There
okay,
must
so
be
he's
some
gone
kind of
missing in
accident.
94.
so what do we do next?
Huh. Are these all from 94? They are, but these ones were from way later than that, right? Oh no, it's 94 too. Oh, okay, yeah, it's all set in 94. I think I saw it as an O before, something like 2004, which is why I was wondering why the computer looks so dated. But I'm like, you know, police department probably don't have a great budget. Okay, I could search for the glass, or I could search for the Rockington Arms or the Amstrad. Think I'll search 61 entries found. Oh, 61 entries found for Simon as well. I could look up Simon Smith. Still want to know why I'm a guest. That's weird. Maybe I'm like, oh, there was just one thing, but that's the one that we've already seen. Alright, let's try Rockington Arms. Is that what it was? Rockington Arms? Just maybe that's just finding that search term because I put a tag on it. Alright. Amstrad? Was that the name of it? I think I've like done it wrong again. Oh no, Amstrad. Amstrad. Yeah, it's just my tag again. Oh, that's the problem with adding tags, is I just get my clips returned, but I guess I wouldn't get anything otherwise. What's this? Oh, query history. Okay. Simon got 61, so I'll put Simon Smith in. I have his full name now. See if we get something new. No, just the same thing again. Video, oh, anti-glare filter. Oh, check out that. I can make it look less like right now it's like we're actually looking at a monitor, but I can take that away. But I don't know, I kind of like it. Like, I think it looks better. Without it, it looks like an old Legacy Larry game or something, and with it, it looks like you're actually looking at a old school PC, like a CRT monitor. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Can I get into the recycle bin? Oh my god, I can get into the recycle bin. What is that? I can't even read that. Croc something hack? Mirror game. Cracker Cyber Ghost. One for the mums here. Classic 2-player strategy for lunchtime gaming. Enjoy. Huh. Okay. I look like ASCII art. Cracks with class. So it looks like someone's downloaded like a game. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh. Oh, okay. It's like a 2-player game. Except there's just me playing it, so it's not really that interesting. So I don't know what I'm supposed to know, like what I'm supposed to know from that. Maybe it's just a bit of a time waster, or maybe I'm supposed to know that like whoever used this computer is a dirty pirater. But I'm pretty sure it was a bit more acceptable back in those days when games fit on the what is it, the 3.5 inch discs. Hey, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Oh, so who am I then? Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit, and they got mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detective's footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in 97. But figured this would be enough. Take your time, SB. Okay, so we know that so us, the player, is sometime after the year 2000, maybe like modern time. And I'm looking at these old records that they got me the database for like everything I could get hold of. Why am I on a crazy old computer then? I don't know. Read me. Introduction to the Logic Database. Computer technologies. I probably should have done this before I started just like messing around with things, but I learn by doing. That's my style. I just like jump in and I'll figure this out. Alright. RTFM though, right? RTFM. Computer technologies, background of modern police work, Logic Database. Digitize our workflow and preserve evidence. That's great. Yes. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be the most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit. I mean, they're not wrong. ASR technology. I don't know what that is. Statement made by the interview participants stored separately, so they can be tagged for submission to court. Okay. Retrieve the clip, type in a word, e.g. robbery, into the search field. So I got so many search results returned back from Simon, so maybe I just need to start combining Simon with other things, like Simon missing person or something. You're working. Okay. Store a clip for later reference. Okay. Okay, so basically what I was already doing. Oh, I can log off. I assume that's just like DB checker clock. Oh, I was hoping it might tell me the date, but nope. Oh, yeah, it did. 2015. Right there. In that, like, right down the bottom, that, like big, those big numbers down the bottom. Yeah, okay. Alright, so it's modern times, 2015. Cool. And yet we are using what looks to be Windows 3.1 for some reason. That's fine. Alright, DB checker. Oh, okay. This is like a... corruption. Checking for corruption or something, I guess. Alright, let's try. Simon missing. Nothing. Well, I assume adding another word's just gonna make it worse then. I don't know what else to search for. File access. Do we know who she is? I tried searching for... It would be nice if I searched for Simon and they would, like, rather than just being like, we found 61 but we're limiting it to the first 5, it would be nice if they said, you know, we found others with these tags. Like, which would you like to access? I don't know what else to search for, because I searched for, like, I searched for the rock, didn't I? Oh, there we go, the rock. I tried Rockington Arms, but not the rock. Okay, 18th of the 6th. I think that's the day that he went missing. Is it? Yeah, I think so. Just based on what she's wearing. Yeah.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument.
They had an argument.
On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. A job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
Damn, okay. So we have a new name, which is Eric. Put a tag in here. And then these are from... He went missing on the 18th, so it was a few days after he went missing. Like a week after he went missing.
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess the Rock. We've spoken to everyone there.
Oh, she gave me a bunch of names
Someone
from the
must
Rock
have
as
seen
well.
where he went.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong.
And then this is from, like, another couple of days. He went missing on the 18th, yeah, so 30th.
No one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone Simon knew from the Rock.
Okay, so what we know is that he went missing on the Friday night. They had an argument. He left. He went to the Rock. Apparently he had a couple of drinks there. So we probably do need to talk to people from the Rock then, because they would know what happened after that. And then there was someone he was supposed to do a job for. She said he did like specialty glass work. So he was supposed to do a job for someone and called Eric, and he never showed up. So yeah, we've got a bunch of names from the Rock. I remember Helen. It's here.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock.
Get the rest of them.
It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan.
Peter, Susan.
There's some other regulars there that someone likes to drink
Helen and Eric.
with.
We
And
have
Barney, they have
Peter,
sometimes.
Susan.
Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Peter, Susan, Helen. Oh. Let's try Peter. Oh no, that's just my tag. Susan. Huh. Okay. I thought, because she was like, oh, you must have interviewed them as well, so I figured we would have tapes of them, but so far I'm only getting interviews with her.
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
Man, I got that vibe earlier. But I figured oh, that's just me. I heard the word barmaid and I immediately went, oh my god, he was having an affair. And I'm like, no, just because she's a barmaid doesn't mean she's like a lusty barmaid, you know. But yeah, he totally was. Okay, blonde Helen. I don't know if that gave me any other search terms though.
I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument.
Could look up
I'm not sure
argument.
what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
Okay. Helen the blonde. Well, I could do Simon. Oh, but if Helen's... Yeah, that's not going to help, is it? If Helen didn't return anything. Blonde. Oh my god! I really didn't really expect that to work, but... that returned a bunch of... Why is she playing a guitar? Should we... I'll do them in order. But I'm really curious, why she's just chilling in the police station with her guitar. Alright. Cool, so this is from 2 weeks after, almost 2 weeks after.
Could
You
the
went
hairs
missing?
have come from somewhere else?
Hairs.
Could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
Whoa. So, I can't remember when they found him. This is when, okay, the 27th was when she was like, murder, of course it is. So I guess maybe they found his body around then. Wonder if I can do general notes somewhere. That would be nice. I don't know if I can. Just do that. So yeah, so he went missing on the 18th. They maybe found his body around the 27th. So the 30th is a couple of days after that. And that's when she was like, where did the blonde hair, could the blonde hair have came from? So I think that when they found him, when they found his body, maybe they found blonde hairs on it. And then this is from another, a day later. What is it? 30 days has September, April. Yeah, so a day later.
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Blonde wig, cat flap. That's funny. So maybe she was wearing a wig. And then from the same day.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay?
But if you insist.
Tuning.
Everyone at a party when they can play a little bit of guitar. It's like, oh well, if you insist, and then they play it for the next half an hour.
Should be right up your street.
like Wonderwall for the next half an hour.
There were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
She's got a good voice. It's very nice.
They both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. But he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain. With a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Then it gets weird. So they asked her to play something and she sung them a murder song. It was a very nice song. Like, she's got a great voice. I was chilling. But yeah. Why would you pick a song about murder? Like, oh, the sister had this beautiful long blonde hair, so I murdered her because I was jealous. Like, yeah, wow. That hits potentially a bit too close to home. Okay. So there was something new that I was going to look up. Now I had the cat flap, that's right, in this one. Oh yeah, and wig as well. I'll try wig first. She was like, did you look at the cat flap? So, okay, wig's giving us a bunch. Okay, so this is after they, like, I think about 3 days after they found his body.
A wig? You mean... But what type of wig?
A blonde wig.
No, I've never worn a wig.
Ever.
What
I've
kind
never
of
worn
wig?
one. I don't even know what a wig is. I've never seen a wig before. What a wig? What's a wig? What did she say at the end?
I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig?
Okay, what kind of wig? A blonde wig. Isn't that the same thing she said here?
A wig? You mean... But what type of wig?
That's weird. That was at 3:44. And this was at 3:45. Like a minute later. Okay, I guess they just still hadn't told her what time. All kinds of weird. Okay, and then this is another 3 days, so like maybe 6 days or so after they found the body.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways. I was 17. felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Holy crap. That was all kinds of weird. So she has, from what I picked up from that, it seems like she has a twin named Hannah. And Hannah was married to Simon, not her. She lived in the attic and was like sneaking out in a wig, trying to get pregnant from random guys. I've got to watch that one again. That was all kinds of weird. I'll just put a little Hannah in here. Wow. Okay, let's see this again.
The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again.
Simon and Hannah got married and lived with Simon's parents.
I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognised me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant, but I couldn't.
I got this one. She was 17. She was 17 and her twin sister married Simon.
She didn't look like me. She was fatter.
What happened? When we met up, it was disturbing. So, like, she didn't see Hannah for a while. Time to become our own people. And then...
as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
So while they were living with Simon's parents, it was just too weird for her to be living up in the attic. So she went off and did her own thing, I guess, and then... but the idea was that Hannah and Simon would move in together, and then she could come live with them. Sounds like some weird kind of like threesome situation. This is all kinds of weird. Okay. Man, that just like suddenly took a bizarre turn. Awesome. Love it.
This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry, the kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise. I had my wig on from performing and she tore it off.
Performing?
Eventually we grew tired of fighting and I left.
What was she performing? Yeah, it's just got kind of interesting. I know I should look up Hannah, but I just wonder if this is going to return anything. Just like act. Alright. No. Oh, okay. Oh, this is another singing one. We've seen this though, right? That makes sense though. She said while she was performing, maybe that's related to the singing. I'll look up Hannah after this, but let's see what this is.
Really?
Another song. Yes, encore!
Here's the rest.
Oh, she's doing the rest of that creepy song.
Laid a body on the dock to dry. Oh, the wind and the rain. Till a fiddler with a fiddle came walking by. On a dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle bow of her long hair. Oh, the wind and the rain.
I think she wrote this song.
Made a fiddle bow of her long blonde hair. fingerbones. Oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, he made fiddle pegs from her finger bones. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And he made a fiddle out of her breastbone. Oh, the wind and rain. The sound could pierce a heart of stone. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. But the only tune that the fiddle could play was, oh, the wind and the rain. Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play was, oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Anything you sing may be used as evidence against you.
Yeah, if you sing about murdering your blonde sister and, because you're jealous because you both loved the same man, but he loved her better. Because that kind of sounds a little too similar to reality. Wow, because yeah, in the song, like, the one sister murdered the other sister. Out of jealousy, and then made her long blonde hair into a fiddle. But the sound of the fiddle only sort of brought misery. That was cool. I liked the song. But yeah, it kinda it felt like she was talking about real life there. Like, I'm guessing she wrote that song and that it's like a metaphor for, like, murdering her sister. It seems like, oh, we need to be separate people, we decided. Man, there's so many creepy twin stories. I'm thinking about those, I've forgotten the name of them. But there was that set of twins that were like little psychopaths. Like, they, burned down a shed and, like, tortured animals and then they got, like, put in a... This is a true story, by the way. And then they got put in, like, a... I think they went to, like, jail, like a juvenile jail or something. Or put in a mental institute or something. Like, they got put away. And then they told a reporter, like, oh, we've decided that one of us is going to need to die so that the other can be free. Because they were, like, very abusive towards each other as well. They were just all kinds of fucked up. So yeah, they said this to a reporter, like, we've decided. And then one of them was like, I've decided I'm going to be the one to die. And then when they got released from this prison or institute or whatever, like, the twin that had said that she was going to die just, like, dropped dead from, like, heart complications or something. They don't really know, but something to do with her heart. It's like, I swear, this sounds like the most bullshit story ever, but I swear this is a true story. I can't remember the name of the twins, but it's like the creepiest thing. And the other twin, like, after that, after her sister died, she just went on to live a normal life. She was like, oh yeah, I'm done with the psychopathy and torturing animals and shit, well, hopefully. Yeah, and just went on to live a normal life. So, yes. So in summation, twins are fucking creepy. No, I'm sorry, there's, like, way more normal twins than creepy twins out there. I'm sorry if you're a twin. But some twins are creepy. Alright, I'm gonna look up Hannah now. It's gotta return a cornucopia of awesomeness. 18, limited to the first 5. Alright, this is the day she's reporting him missing, so she's gonna be talking about her sister, I guess.
My name is Hannah.
Oh.
Hannah. It's palindrome.
Liar.
It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work in numeric though, it's not quite symmetrical.
Unless this is Hannah.
Get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Oh my god. I mean, we don't really know. That could be Hannah for all we know. But it also could be the other sister. Pretending to be Hannah because she's murdered Hannah. Okay. After they find the body.
doing talking about Eve?
Eve, that's a new name. Okay, so we just got the name Eve. That's a new one. And she was definitely referring to herself as Hannah. And it sounded like... It did sound like she was she wasn't talking for the cameras then, like she wasn't talking for the police because they were obviously not in the room. She was talking to herself. So that could suggest that she actually is Hannah. Like the person on the 30th is actually Hannah. Maybe Eve is the other sister. I don't know. Let's have a look at this. Okay, this is from still a few days after they found the body.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
A lie detector. Because when you do a lie detector, they do like baseline questions, just to confirm that it's like. Well, I think it's just to like set a baseline so they know what the needle looks like when you're not lying. But I guess in her case it's a bit more complicated than that, because you're not really Hannah. Same day.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead, but I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
That's weird. So the midwife lied to her mum. So does that mean she didn't grow up with Hannah? So now we know she failed the lie detector test, and I guess it's come out that she's not Hannah, maybe? Oh, maybe, I don't know, maybe she'd even admitted it to them at that point, but she's just so used to keeping up the lie that she just lied. I don't know, man, this is so confusing. That could be Anna, that could be the other twin who may or may not be Eve, I don't know.
She recognised me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
Whoa, this is all kinds of creepy. So Hannah's definitely like seems like the privileged one. Alright, let's look up Eve. I'm so into this story right now. I want to know more, tell me more. Whew, okay. Alright, because this is when she was like in that outfit where she was like, why are you talking about Eve? And again, this is a couple of days after we assume his body was found.
Yeah.
What's another name? I forgot
My
it.
friend Eve.
The midwife's name.
She was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
Huh.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater.
Like the
There was no
song.
one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it under. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
She's a little deranged if she thinks that's normal. Like how everyone has moments where they just want to like drown their friends, right? No. Nope, that's not a thing.
Police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off. I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police.
What a jerk.
Him picked us up and took me back
I
to
don't
Portsmouth.
think that, I'm just being her.
My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off. My mother called me Eve.
Okay, so I guess Eve is the other sister. I gotta go. Whoops. I've gotta look at the previous search. Right, that was Hannah. Because she mentioned the name of the midwife.
She recognised me from the window.
Okay, no, it's not this one. I think it's the one before it.
Across the road, where my parents...
Florence. So let's look up Florence. Okay, it's given us a bunch. Again, this is from like a week, like 3 days after the body. No, the body was found on the 27th. So yeah, like almost a week after the body was found.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby.
Whoa.
I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up,
She stole
take
her.
away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Holy crap, the midwife stole the baby. You can't just do that. You can't just steal babies.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in a mirror. She was me.
Maybe. Because I remember how she was like when she was 17, she said that Hannah was married to... She's Eve. Hannah was married to Simon. And she was desperate to get pregnant. Maybe she was desperate to get pregnant because Hannah was pregnant by Simon. That would make sense why they had the quickie marriage. Hannah got pregnant by Simon maybe at 17. Maybe. She needed to look the same. So she didn't have to be stuck in the attic or something. And so that's why she was trying to get pregnant. Man, why would you steal a baby from the people that live like across the road from you? That just seems like it's like a twin, identical twin. Seems like it's asking to get caught. But I guess an opportunity like that doesn't come around too often, does it? If you're the baby stealing kind.
Florence was a warm, kind person.
She was a warm, kind baby stealer.
But she was broken, I guess.
Yeah, just putting it
When I
lightly.
found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand. I guess I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again.
Was that really a thing?
I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
Well, I guess she, like, whether it was a thing or not, she felt like she couldn't get remarried. So she stole a baby.
No. It was just me and her. It was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Okay, so we're getting a bit of a gist of what happened, I think. What can I search for now? We have a ton with Simon. Maybe we can combine, because there were so many for Simon. Maybe I could start combining. It's not going to help though, is it? Because I've already searched for like Eve, although I think there were a ton of Eve ones as well. I don't know. Okay, Simon, Hannah, yeah, that's given us, because I think there was a bunch for Simon and a bunch for Hannah, so we can start combining and start digging deeper into it.
The difference is, she's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses.
He wouldn't have noticed. I think there's no way he would have noticed.
After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity. It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush.
It's like there's no way he would have noticed.
I was the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
This is they have a really creepy, weird relationship, huh? This pretending to be the same person. I guess they had to do that because they weren't, for some reason. I don't really know why. I mean, it seems like Hannah figured out, or they met up and they figured out that they were twins, and so she decided to live in their attic. I guess she ran away from Florence. Why would they keep her a secret? I don't really get. Like, why wouldn't they just like tell the parents, like, hey, I'm your long lost daughter, so surprise. And then they wouldn't have to hide. But anyway, it seems like they've developed this weird little system where they pretend to be the same person. We got a name there, Carl, so I'll stick that on here so I don't forget. Carl.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date. We went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet.
That would be kind of fun.
We only had one best dress, swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems.
Something out of a sitcom.
The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me. But that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
So I'm glad they had sensible rules. Whoa, what was that? Oh, what's that? That was weird. I didn't imagine that flashing light just then, did I? It was like a cop car, like, woo, woo, woo. Okay. Maybe I imagined it, maybe I'm going crazy. Yeah, but I'm glad that they have like sensible rules for figuring out this whole twin situation. You know, like asking a Ouija board. No, you're doing it wrong. I mean, you're doing it wrong in so many ways. But getting your advice from a Ouija board, you're definitely doing it wrong. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, she had sex with Simon, she got pregnant. Parents made them get married. She had to move in with him because these were different times. Which yeah, I guess they were if this was set in 94. I guess they had to make it that old to make the story work. Well, no, I mean, I guess there's still people that are that backwards today. But it's not as common.
Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile.
Oh, shit.
Felt like the universe had corrected its course.
That is the nastiest thing I've ever heard.
We were aligned again. But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school.
Did I ever look up Eric? I'm not sure if I did. Oh, I just got that flashing again. I guess it's just its lights in the room because we're supposed to feel like we're sitting here looking at an old school monitor. I can look up Eric. I can look up... Oh, what was the other thing? Carl, that's right. I don't know how relevant he is though. There's just one boyfriend, right? Oh, there's a few videos. Huh, shit. So, man, maybe they, I thought one sister killed the other sister, like in the song, but now I'm like, no, maybe they just conspired together to kill Simon so they'd be free or something. I don't know.
Was he my first? No need to be so coy.
This is after they found the body.
No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy.
Right.
In a band.
So this is
He was
Eve.
a bit of a shit. But he was sexy. We were
It's
15.
all Eve, isn't it? So far. It seems like it's all Eve so far, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we've actually heard from Hannah.
No. I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think. I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It's stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Or like your sister. Because if that's Eve, she only has 2 family, I guess, Hannah and Florence, and I don't know if she would count Florence, the woman that stole her, but maybe she would, she brought her up.
Family.
Family.
So, Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon.
She's very candid with the cops about like taking her sister's virginity and drunken teenage sex in a church. Like, she's definitely not a shy girl. Okay, let's try looking up family. She mentioned that twice, so. Okay, there's one. That is from. This is before, like, I think before they found his body, after he went missing, I think. I think they found a body on the 27th, but let's find out.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
Quite shy. This is Hannah. I'm pretty sure that's Hannah. Because she's all shy. She's got this very different demeanour. Like, if you look at the video we just saw, where she was all, you know, talking about being promiscuous and laughing. And then this girl's got her hair all back and she's talking about being shy. I'm pretty sure that this is Hannah. And the other girl is Eve. Man, that's interesting. Did we get anything to...
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked
got any search terms from that?
I was born.
Job? I don't know. Cool, that worked. Unless she was wearing the same outfit, looks like she's let her hair down. 1:42, 1:38. Oh no, did she have a fur? It's only a few minutes after, so. Yeah, she must have always had it like that.
To contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us, there's always been pressure.
Oh, we know, we know. That was weird.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time.
Yeah.
Typing out.
I just thought her demeanour seemed kind of different between those two videos, and I'm like, is that... She kind of done like a switch that fast. That's weird.
And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping other people's children.
Eric yet.
Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
She sounded pretty smitten just then. Yeah. I appreciate it when a guy doesn't rush stuff as well. That's a good quality. I was trying to figure out who it was in that video, like if that was Hannah or Eve, or because I thought I'd seen her in those clothes before and thought that it was Hannah. No, sorry, thought that it was Eve. But now I'm wondering if it was Hannah because she sounded so smitten with Simon, and she talked about this but I think they probably both liked Simon. She talked about this fairy tale prince in her books, which I don't know, just has more of a shy vibe. I'm just gonna have a quick look at this one, the same outfit.
Yeah, that's me.
I can get any kind of hints.
February, and that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Yeah, no hints there. Okay. This is the day that she's reporting it. And there's a bunch of mentions of Eric. So let's see if we can figure out which one of them is actually reporting it.
He was wearing a shirt.
That's not
The blue
very
turtleneck
helpful.
shirt, and
Oh,
jeans.
good, good.
He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like
Oh, like Paddington Bear.
He would
I
have taken that
remember
with
Paddington
him. It's not his
Bear.
house.
I had a Paddington Bear soft toy as a kid.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it.
Cavalier van.
Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Just put that down. Cavalier van keys. Yeah, it's probably it for search terms. I can't figure out so far which one this is.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one.
Ooh,
He doesn't like to spend
a
money. He doesn't
silver
have, so
one.
he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Did you see how braggy she looked when she was saying that? Like, yeah, he has a Visa, a silver one. I mean, it's not a gold card, but it's up there. Sorry, my dog is messing with the green screen. Alright. Okay. So yeah, it seemed like she was kind of bragging about like how much money they had. Which is just crass. Okay, so I think that this one is Hannah, the shy one, not Eve, the promiscuous one.
Well, Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
Okay, new name, Diane. Oh, we had a bunch of car stuff as well. Let's try Diane. 5, cool.
Diane is really nice.
Does she have a
helps out at
black
the Glaziers,
eye, or?
organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids.
Glaziers.
She used to look out for me when I worked there.
I think the Glaziers is like glass place. Okay, so those were all before they found the body. This one, I think this is the day that they found the body, as far as we know.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste.
Maybe I can just look up watch.
That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
Oh, well, I guess that would eliminate you if you didn't have a twin. We're on to you. Man, why though? Like, I don't know why they murdered him.
He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off Ceefax, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel in the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Well, she was boring, so... Oh, achievement unlocked. Have you ever eaten fennel? Okay. Wonder why I got that. Have I ever eaten fennel? Yeah, she seemed kind of boring, so... This is something, maybe she's like Hannah. This is my system. If the hair's back, then it's Hannah. And if it's forward, then it's Eve, because... hair back means shy, and hair down means promiscuous, and oh shit, I better put my hair up. There we go, that's better, that's better. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this is a terrible system, but I don't know, it's the best one I got. Ooh, more songs.
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diana.
He was just too perfect, you know. He might have been being too perfect that day. That's like the bullshit answer you give in job interviews when they're like, name your weakness. And it's like, oh, I'm just too much of a perfectionist, you know? Like, oh, and I work too hard. I'm just like, I'm way too hardworking. Yep. Just really hard to like get me out of the office. You can use that one. You can have that. Okay, Diane the wife. Did we get anything new? Fennel. It gave me an achievement, so I'm like, I don't know. We did want to look up the car. I'll try keys. She said she was going to look for them. Okay, that gave us a bunch of stuff. Alright, so the red dress from the day he went missing.
I always pull it shut and then lock the bigger lock with the key.
See, now I don't know which one this is because the hair's back, which is demure, but she's wearing red, which is promiscuous, so could be either one.
No, I don't think it was. I turned the key, but it was already unlocked.
The door was already unlocked? Is that what she said in this one as well?
I always pull it shut and then lock the bigger lock with the key.
2108. 2108.53. 45, okay. So she got home and the door was unlocked. This is on the day they found the body. Maybe I should look up like body. That would be a good search, right?
Okay. I parked up in the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up.
It's definitely Hannah.
No answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor.
Doug and Eleanor, we've got.
And then I decided to come and see you.
New names.
Diana? Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill. Thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me. I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed.
Them?
And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Do you think she was talking about Simon's parents, maybe? That gave me a chill. That one seriously gave me a chill, because I'm like, they were talking about how they really needed to get their own place. I don't know, I'm just going to watch it one more time, because I missed the timeline at the start.
They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something.
Both of them.
The neighbour called me. I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Man, I feel like pieces are coming together. like she had her miscarriage, and then guess what? Everything felt right in the world again. Like I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was Eve who was saying that. I think it was Eve. She was like, oh yeah, it felt like, you know, she had a miscarriage and it felt like the universe had been righted. So now I'm thinking that the miscarriage wasn't, wasn't an accident, I guess. Or is that, I don't know if accident's the right word, but now I'm thinking the miscarriage was like murder. Like maybe Eve did something to her, like gave her something that made her miscarriage. Yeah. And then maybe the same things happened with it's, I think she was talking about Simon's parents. I mean, she just said them. It could have been anyone, but it was them. But she had a key to get into their house, so that's why I'm thinking like it could be her own parents for all I know. Yeah, I'm just getting this really creepy feeling like everyone that's getting in the way of like the two of them, the two twins, doing their twin thing, is just dying off. Okay, so we got 2 new names, Doug and Eleanor. Do we get anything else from that? Man, maybe miscarriage. That could be a good thing to look up. But don't let me forget Doug and Eleanor. Okay, it's given us a few new ones.
No. I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after. Then my parents died.
Her parents.
It was the worst year of my life.
Okay, so it is her parents.
Miscarriage and then my parents.
Not his parents. I still think it's like super suspicious for like 2 people to both go to bed with the flu and both die. Like one person, yeah, that happens, but like both on the same night, I don't know, that just doesn't seem realistic to me.
Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications.
She thought she was. I'm just gonna keep going down this path. This is interesting.
I think it was that time, the first time at the house, in his bed, that I got pregnant. Amazing, right? This fucking magic sperm.
Okay.
And they say like
that's gotta be Eve.
I didn't tell him. I missed 3 periods. I had pretty irregular periods anyway, but 3. I had always thought we were infertile. Both of us. I didn't tell him. Just waited. Hannah and I were meeting for our birthday, and I told her because I thought she would be happy for us both. I think she was.
Yeah, cool. So we've confirmed that that's definitely Eve now. The long, like the hair back and the hair down thing, like does seem to be a bit of a trend. I'm not going to rely on it because I think the game could mess with me, but it does seem to be a bit of a thing. Infertile, miscarriage, but then she got pregnant again. So first Hannah got pregnant when she was 17. She got married to Simon, and she had the miscarriage at 8 months. And then Eve got pregnant from his magic sperm. Okay, so I think this is Hannah.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room, and they decided we should get married.
That is messed up.
Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again.
This is the day they
This
found
happened
the
some
body, I
days.
think.
I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
Okay. Shit. So the day that I think they found the body, she tells them she's pregnant.
No. Well, yes. He found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
We don't know when her birthday is. Okay, we can find that out. We can look up birthday, right? That's gotta bring back something. And then we can find out how pregnant she is. Maybe.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. But she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind, but she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Yeah, that's funny when they were talking about, I just got another achiever, happy ending. Yeah, when they were talking about Florence stealing her as a baby, man, I was totally thinking of Rapunzel, like the new Disney one. Because when I was saying like, I don't know if she, like how she would feel towards Florence, if she would feel like she's her mum or not, and that made me think about the Disney version of Rapunzel, because yeah, you know, it's like the only mum you've ever known, right? Yeah, she obviously relates to it. Hannah gets pregnant, gets like cast out of the family home. But that's okay, because then the parents get murdered. I mean, they die of the flu. She's got her hair down here and her hair up here. Stop messing with my head! Or maybe that's two different people. I don't know. What did I want to look up? I want to look up birthday to find out when that is.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted.
Glasgow, I could look up.
The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi.
Whoa.
Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me.
Okay, so that's the
When I told him I was pregnant,
sister that can't drive.
he made sure I got to the hospital.
Right,
so
which
he
is
could check
Eve,
me
which is the
out.
actual pregnant one.
It was fine.
Okay, so that's Eve. So the hair is back
The
to Eve.
hospital must have
Red.
details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
To be honest, you know, taxi drivers, you know how they drive, so. Yeah, so I knew it, even though the hair was back, she's like wearing the red and, you know, promiscuous. Okay, so that's Eve. What do I want to look up? Birthday. When's your birthday? Oh, cool, they brought up a bunch of them.
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
When's your birthday? Tell me when.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
I wonder what the present was.
From when I woke up.
Or maybe that's when they had
Okay.
the argument.
I woke up. Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday.
Are they sharing a job?
Home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
Okay. So she's now saying that originally she was like, oh, we had an argument because he bought me a sucky present. Which happens. Like, I'd believe that. But, now she's saying that, like, no, the present was fine, we were arguing over the baby. Which, yeah, seems a bit more likely. I might try looking up baby, because I've been following down this, like, pregnancy miscarriage thing, but we now know that she was actually, like, Eve was pregnant, so I wonder how Hannah felt about that. That would suck, right, if you've lost your baby to this man you actually genuinely really love.
We spent the wedding night in a
did.
hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
This is Hannah and the first baby.
In place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time with Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came.
Which it didn't.
It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
That was interesting, because she described that time as full of hope, and yet for Eve, that was a terrible time. Yeah, for Eve, she was, like, hiding in the attic and had to pretend she didn't exist, without trying to get pregnant as well, so I guess she could look like her sister, or be in the same stage of life. And then Hannah describes it as a time that was full of hope. I don't know, maybe she, maybe in some way she kind of wanted to be separated from her sister. She was like the milder, meeker one.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
Ooh. Yeah, I think they're intentionally making it ambiguous which sister this is. Some of the others they've made a lot more clear, but I guess it makes a difference. But no matter which sister it is, they could be lying. I don't know. But that was chilling. That seriously gave me chills.
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
Okay, so he was found in the cellar in bin bags. So maybe if I put cellar in there, I can get some more. Did I ever look up body? I meant to look up body like ages ago because I'm like, oh, I'm sure that will return some good stuff, and I totally forgot.
The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
Just wondered if mushrooms was like like illicit mushrooms, or it was like a metaphor. Is that what he was growing down there?
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. I mean, worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't lived in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
Still don't know how he was killed. Maybe I could look up some more stuff. Body, murder weapon, that kind of thing.
it happened very quickly.
She said you
hardly
didn't
had to
find
talk
her.
to each
You
other.
don't have
We
a
agreed
murder weapon.
almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Whoa, okay, so I think we just saw a confession. So the two sisters killed him. So they had an alibi because one of the sisters was in Glasgow, which I guess I can. That's another term I need to look up. Man, there's so many now. I should have kept like a notebook. Like you go down a path and then just end up on tangents of tangents. Yeah. So one sister was in Glasgow. And the other one was murdering him, I guess. So then she knew she had an alibi because she was like, "Oh, I wasn't there." Which seems weird though, because she was like, "We had an argument," and then he went missing. So I don't really understand that, why she couldn't have just killed him during the argument. But anyway, they felt like they had an alibi because they were twins, secret twins, and then they killed him. And there was like a smashed mirror. I'm gonna watch that one again. Let's watch it one more time.
It happened very quickly.
This is the whole murder.
We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently.
Creepy twin link.
The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Okay. Right, okay. They did the old smashed watch trick or something. Because that's what I'm thinking, because obviously they were both there when he died. So it doesn't even matter that they were twins, because, they were both there when he died, so the alibi, couldn't have been based around that. Around one of them being there and one of them not. Excuse me. Yeah, they did some kind of trick with the watch so that, set the date or something on it. So that it seemed like he died at a different time, and I guess a week later, maybe it becomes hard to tell exactly, or get an accurate estimate of when someone died, down to the day. Yeah, alright. What should I look up now? Man, there's so much. There's so much. Should I look up watch? Let's see what they did with the watch. Oh, there's only one we haven't seen.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Yeah, she definitely has some like twin conflicts going on there. Like they obviously have this this link together, but at the same time you can tell that Hannah, you know, kind of wants to be on her own as well. It's a burden to her in some ways. Just her body. Okay, there's a bunch of body.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes.
Oh yeah, I thought she had that. Right.
I don't know.
One
if there's
sister
much
has
more
it,
I
the
can
other
tell you
doesn't.
that I haven't already told the other policeman. I found the body.
Hang on, when's the bruise there? The bruise is there in this one, which is from the 25th. Cool, so maybe she got the black eye, the bruise during the argument. So like, he punched her and the other sister like came in and was like, I will kill you, and then like, killed him. Or something, I don't know.
His body didn't look real. His
A week
throat.
after he died. Oh.
It looked like his throat had been cut.
Ugh.
And
Okay,
his
so
glasses.
there.
Has these thick glasses. He doesn't always wear.
Glasses, mirror, mirror.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it
That's like
specially
an
for me.
amazing present. That's like best present ever. That makes you a whole story of like, he made this amazing mirror for me, but I hated it, so we had a fight. Like, just be so obviously fake. No one would be disappointed with a mirror like that, with like a personal, like handmade, beautiful fairy tale gift mirror like that.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe.
Oh, the mirror
Upstairs, I
got smashed
think.
though. Why did the mirror get smashed?
I haven't looked at it since. Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
Yeah, man. She has some serious, like, twin hate, like, just... Like, I would say self-loathing, but it's not really self-loathing, because it's the being a twin, maybe having an evil twin, I don't know, like they definitely have this perverse relationship, and not a good influence on each other. Mirror. Watch. I looked up watch, didn't I? Glasses. It was actually glasses I wanted. Maybe glasses good enough.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo, He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off for the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not book so much, or watching TV. He likes TV.
Everyone likes TV.
Look, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it by hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. That's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror and he gave it to me.
That is an amazing gift. That's freaking amazing.
No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
That wasn't so interesting. Let's try glasses, which is what I actually meant to do. Okay, there's nothing new from that. I did get some new names I never looked up. Okay, bunch of new videos.
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and
Doug
they're
and
very
Eleanor.
worried. I feel sorry for them.
I can't exactly remember who these guys are, like friends maybe. I could look up parents.
I hoover, I dust every week. I mean, maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day. You know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
I don't know if you can really keep smoking a secret. Like, it stinks. I used to smoke. And I'm like, there's no way people around me didn't know, you know? It was like, so disgusting. Like, people can smell it, and it gets in your clothes and your hair and everything. Like, you can't hide that shit.
1984 was an awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer.
Oh, Doug and Eleanor are his parents.
It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful.
Oh, no.
Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat.
Wow.
Yes. I speak with Eleanor at least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's more just...
Oh, shit. I just got some achievement for something about coffee. Okay, so Doug and Eleanor are his parents. I didn't pick that up before. Let's try parents. See if we get anything new. One thing.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
Okay. That makes sense now. Because I was thinking they were saying like, oh, you really need to get out of his parents' house and get out on our own. Because because Eve was having to hide and it was causing all kinds of problems and that. So originally when she said like, oh, I found their bodies, I thought it was his parents. I thought like Eve had killed them so that she wouldn't have to hide anymore, so they could like live in the house on their own. Maybe there were other people in the house, I don't know. But I think instead Eve killed her own parents, and then they essentially got Simon and Hannah and Eve all their own place that they could move into, which is back into Eve and Hannah's parents' place. So yeah, Eve totally killed them. She's just killing everyone, and it makes sense as well because Hannah's got the black eye. So I reckon that Simon was beating up on Hannah, and Eve came along and like slit his throat like a crazy person, like the crazy person she is. Okay. Did I do body? Did I do? There's some things I should probably do. Oh look, death.
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe.
They said flu. She said
Death
flu
caps.
originally. Yeah.
They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, I mean, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
So Hannah didn't even know. I think Hannah didn't even know that Eve killed them, but maybe she suspects. She's like, yeah, it was suspicious. My dad knew what death caps were. Mushrooms.
I was living in the attic. It was a very hard time. I was depressed. Was still pretty sick of the STD. And I came down one morning and they were dead.
She was living in the attic in her parents'
They were
place,
in
not
bed
in
and-
Simon's place.
Both had been sick. They'd thrown up. Not.
Yep, so she totally killed them.
And I slept through it.
Eve, you're fucked in the head.
The police said it was the mushrooms they ate.
But I know nothing about that.
Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognise them.
Did he now?
There's no way you would have picked
Did
Dad.
he now? But you would have known exactly what death caps looked like, didn't you? Wouldn't you? Angel of
The
death.
police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
Mushrooms. Okay, we've got all of those. Murder. Got all of that. We looked up Eleanor. What was her husband's name? Can't remember. Just in case there's something with just him. Was it? Oh, it's Doug. That's what it was. Nope, nothing new. Okay, who else? Who else? What else can we look for? Kind of feel like I have a good feeling for what happened now. Oh, look at this. This database check. I thought it was like a corruption thing. But no, this is like what I've seen and what I haven't seen, I guess. Holy crap. There's like a ton I haven't seen. That's crazy. I do feel like I've got a good feeling for what happened now. I'm just not trying to... Okay, sister. Sister, that's given me some things.
When she went
Start trying
home,
to fill in some gaps.
Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant. She
Oh
wanted me
shit,
to
he
move in
didn't
with them,
know.
this sister
He
he
didn't
didn't know
know.
she had.
I didn't click to that.
She knew that instant. The look on his face. She knew.
Oh my god. Because for some reason, I just figured Simon was in on it, but that made no sense really, because they talked about how they were constantly just pretending, just tricking guys. Like one would sleep with him, and then the other would like, you know, couldn't because she was like, oh, he'll find out that I'm still a virgin. Yeah. Fuck, can you imagine? Can you imagine how that would mess with your head? Holy crap.
She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that.
What did she say? What was the first
She
thing
sent
she
him
said?
out the house,
She
kicked
sent
him out, called me up.
She kicked him out of the house.
My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
What? Do you think that means that Eve killed Hannah? Or who is this actually? I think, no, we know that this is... I mean, I think we know that this is Eve. Unless she's lying. She's definitely trying to make us think that she's Eve. There was that whole lie detector test. Can I find it? Detector. Oh, okay, let's do this.
Yes. I'll take a lie detector test.
Who are you? Who are you?
I've never taken a lie detector test before. Does it really work? My name. That was the only question I failed. Your lie detector works.
I saw the video earlier of her saying her name. She went... What's my name? She went, I'm Hannah. Oh shit. I think she said I'm Hannah. Okay, here it is.
Yes. My name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Okay, that's strongly, because then it said she failed that, so that strongly implies that that is Eve at the end. So I think Eve's like killed like everyone, just like everyone. And then she's gotten off to her sister at the end as well. The only reason why I was like umming and ahhing about that was because we are getting all those hints that that Hannah was actually feeling very suffocated and you know, was happiest when her sister wasn't around. It kind of seemed like Hannah actually wanted to escape the whole twindom thing. That's the only reason why I was thinking that would be actually kind of a cool twist at the end if it was like, you know, Hannah that ended up surviving. But I feel like Eve's been the psycho one the whole way through, and that did seem to confirm that it's Eve at the end. It's her twin. Cool. Oh, I don't think we've seen this day before. I think this is a new day.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
Yes, really. Yes, really. Okay, because it's the 3rd. On the 3rd of July, she's talking all about it very candidly. On the 2nd of July, the cops are telling her, I guess, that they figured
Are you out of your mind?
it out.
Twins?
Oh, that's new too.
There were always princes and princesses.
Oh, she talks about
They were
fairy
special
tales a
people,
lot.
more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical. We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did. And later, when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Yeah, hate to tell you, but you got some bad news coming. Okay. It seems like, I mean, I've mostly heard Hannah talk about fairy tales, actually. That's the first time I've heard Eve talk about fairy tales. But it's been a theme throughout this: fairy tales, princesses, Rapunzel. Yeah, so let's follow this path. Oh, that's given us a bunch of new ones too. Perfect.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour?
Makes sense that Rapunzel would have been her favourite. I think that's, yeah, pretty sure that was Eve. And yeah, her story mirrors Rapunzel's.
Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can.
I don't know which one that is.
Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to hear the story? It's a real life fairy tale.
Yeah, they're both kind of obsessed with fairy tales, I guess.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
I'll keep following this fairy tale path down. Oh yeah, cool, more.
Let me see. Yes. I drove in here because I remember, well, I went over the river, and then there was a church there. Yeah. And I probably parked, well, I remember seeing a street sign called Princess Street. There it is. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it must be this one. There. Yeah, we were 17. It was a nice wedding, people said. Simon looked very handsome in the photos. His parents paid for everything, but he's an only child, so it was important to them. It was what they called a shotgun wedding, but if you looked at the photos, you couldn't tell. The dress was beautiful. It looked like Princess Diana's. The train wasn't quite as long though. There's a great photo of the bridesmaid helping to carry it out of the car.
Wow. He definitely did have money. And she was like bragging about that earlier, but yeah, dress like that costs a bunch.
We were obsessed with fairy tales.
Yeah, I've picked up on that.
Not just the pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flick between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper and dressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
It's so weird. Like, I still find it odd this, like, I don't know exactly when they found out about each other. I vaguely remember something about one of them being 13, or obviously both of them being 13. Yeah. And I just don't understand, like, did the parents know? It seems like they didn't, because if they'd known, then, like, they would have just gone to the police or something, right? Like, our kid was stolen. I I don't understand why they wouldn't have, or how she could have successfully hidden for years. I mean, I guess it is possible, but I don't know, that part of the story just still feels a bit like it's got some holes in it for me. I didn't try fairy tale. It's 2 words. No, it's the same. Okay. I don't know if Prince is the same. Oh, there's one new one. With Hannah.
You just become more yourself. Simon was my prince, and that hasn't changed.
I think that's really true. I think Hannah loved him, like, in a way that Eve didn't. How are we going on articles? I mean on clips. Still a lot of red there, hey? Glasgow, that's what I wanted to look up.
I got in the car and I drove. And just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep.
This is her setting up her alibi. Because this is the day that she's reporting that she found his body. It's 9 o'clock. And that's 8 o'clock. Okay, so she puts her hair up. Puts her hair up, puts her hair up, right?
Yes.
Surely she wouldn't switch places and be like obvious and
I got to Glasgow. I
leave
was
the hair.
exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from the payphone, and then headed back. No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
I thought that was her alibi, but if it was deserted, like... Let's look up alibi. Oh, chit chat, what's that? How's it going there? You done? Oh, maybe I've like hit a halfway point and that means that I'm allowed to stop now or something. I guess I can say yes or no. I don't know. I think I want to keep looking at I think I want to keep seeing these actually. Like, I do feel like I know roughly what happened, but there's some gaps I'd like to have filled in. I guess I'll put no. Okay, I'll hang a bit longer. Buzz when you're ready. Cool, I guess I can I think this means I've reached the point where I can end the game now. But yeah, let's keep looking. I think there's more we can figure out, right? What do we... There's so much red in there. There's so much we haven't seen. So, yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going for now. Okay, so what else can we look up? Okay, I tried mother, because I've looked up parents, so I thought I'd give mother a try, see if that gives us something different.
Okay. There's a girl and she's staring out of the window. She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window because her mother won't let her out. I would have been a good mother.
I guess that was the start of the Rapunzel thing.
I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby.
Aww.
We were going to call her Sarah. Simon wanted to call her Ava after his nana.
Ava's a nice
I didn't
name.
want her to have a symmetrical name.
Ah, Xcana. Like a palindrome. Okay, maybe like child. Get some more of their childhood stories going.
Yes. I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
It's the fairy tale theme again. I'm trying words randomly now. I'm sort of out of ideas.
Thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal
Or
thing
out
to
of
do, to
Leeds.
drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I know it was stupid not to tell you everything. Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now.
Oh, he's dead. Did we search for dead? I think we searched for dead. We searched for death. Oh no, there's a bunch of new ones.
It's all that matters really, the baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby. It's all that matters really, the baby. Simon's dead, but the baby, that's how he will live on. Our baby.
Well, close enough, right?
You're reaching here. Oh, I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone. Simon is dead.
I've killed a bunch of people, but I've never cheated. I would never do
But I
that.
had my baby to care for. Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs?
Sex affair. Okay, these are all good words. Sex
You cheated
affair,
on your
cheating.
Is this your thing?
Way to turn the question around.
It was supposed to be a secret.
This is...
Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
Oxford. Okay, so we've got like sex affair, cheat, Oxford, like a bunch of new search terms now. Cheated, right. I've been trying to figure out, like the one in the blue that we were just watching, which one she is. I think it's Eve, just based on her mannerisms. It's really hard to
Yes.
tell.
You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer. Is that your evidence? Of course I thought about what happened then. It's all I've thought about. My husband is dead.
Okay, that's it for dead. Doesn't really give us that much. Let's try Oxford. I do want to follow the whole cheating thing.
There was a conference, something to do with double glazing. In Oxford?
Or maybe a romantic weekend.
Are you
Liar.
sure? What would he be doing in Oxford if there was no conference? I remember calling him. He said it was boring and he spent most of the time at the bar.
Cheating. Oh no, affair. Let's try affair. Cool.
An affair. Simon wasn't having an affair.
Are you sure?
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
Let's try cheat. Oh, this is one of the reveal episodes when she's telling the truth. These are always
Mum and
good.
Dad never knew what was going on. And we got so good at it. We were so in sync that we'd use each other to cheat. If one of us had a hangover, the other one would go to school.
That would be useful.
Whoever was best at a subject would sit the exam. There were lots of differences between us. Some things one is better than the other at.
Like murder. Yeah, that would be really useful to have a me that I could like send to work. But I don't know, if she was like a homicidal maniac, probably not worth the trade-off. Cheat, affair, Oxford. Let me try love. Cool, new stuff.
Thanks. Please find Simon. I love him so much.
And this is when she's first reporting it. I love that you can search just like anything they say, it seems like. Makes it a really cool system.
No. I mean, everyone loves Simon. He was so nice to everyone. He loves me.
Yeah, he probably did.
Cute. He must love them very much. What ages are they?
Okay, we've done like child. I guess we haven't done like children or kids. Oh, cool, new one.
Do you have children?
Oh, that wasn't so helpful. Kids.
Well, there you go. How many kids?
Okay, not helpful either. What don't we know about? I feel like, I mean, it's kind of cool to see how many of these we can get, but I'd rather find ones that are actually helping us figure out the story. So what do we know? But we still don't... Okay, I guess we know that they were separated as babies because Florence stole Eve, and then they discovered each other when they were like, I think when they were like 13. I'll try teenager. Nope, nothing. Teen. 13. Huh. I thought she said something about 13. No, nothing. Okay, maybe you can't search just any word. So I think she said when they were 13, they like discovered each other. Attic. I'll do that one because she was living up in the. She moved into the attic. Eve, after Hannah and Eve discovered each other, Eve moved into the attic. Let's see what this has to say.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from.
Dollhouse, that could be a good one.
I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it.
Oh, so they were
It
poor.
was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports,
Wow.
diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
That's not very nice. Like, why? Why were you killing this poor moth? Just because it, like, flew into your dollhouse? It's kind of fucked up. Alright. More dollhouse stories.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah
Cool.
moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
Cool, so we know So where was I in the story? Yeah, so they were, I think it was 13 when they discovered each other. Eve moved into the attic where the parents lived. I think the parents didn't know she was there, but I'm a bit iffy about that. I'm pretty sure they didn't. And then they started pretending to be each other, taking each other's place, pretending like Eve would go and approach boys and date them, and then Hannah would switch places with her, and they would both date guys at the same time. And then Hannah got pregnant to Simon at 17. The parents, both sets of parents, got together, and they forced them to get married. They forced Hannah and Simon to get married, and then Hannah and Simon moved in with Simon's parents, and Eve stayed at home with the original parents, hiding out in the attic, I guess pretending not to be there at all, because I'm still iffy about whether her parents knew about her, but like it seems like they didn't. And then I don't really have a lot of evidence for this, but I believe that Eve somehow made Hannah miscarry the child, just because she was so like upset about, she was going out trying to get pregnant. I guess that didn't happen. She was saying like after the baby was miscarried, it felt like things were right again, like the universe had righted itself. And it's like, oh, did the universe do that, or did you kill it? And then after that, she was still having problems because Simon and Hannah were living with Simon's parents, Doug and Eleanor. So, and they needed their own place. So then Eve killed her mum and her dad, hers and Hannah's mum and dad, so that by feeding them the nightshade, because they'd been taught. Oh, I just realised, I think Eve's parents did know about Eve, because she said that they'd taken them out to it and they'd like learnt how to identify nightcaps, unless she was just pretending to be Hannah, but you'd think her own parents would know. I don't know, I'm still not sure about that. But anyway, so she knew how to identify these deadly nightcaps, so she poisoned her mum and her dad so that Simon and Hannah could move into the original house. So then they had their own place, and the two of them just kept pretending to be the one person. I guess one, like they would switch places, one would go sleep in the attic and then the other one would sleep in the attic, and they were taking turns to like, you know, be the same person, go to work, I think, and like they were like sleeping with, both sleeping with Simon. Hannah was infertile because of the miscarriage. And then, then Eve got pregnant. And when Eve got pregnant, they knew they had to tell Simon for some reason. I don't know why then versus any other time. But they did. So then they revealed the truth to Simon. It also sounds like Simon was having an affair, but I don't know if that's relevant. So then they revealed the truth to Simon, that there were two of us. And he obviously was really unhappy about it. And I'm a little hazy over the details of like why exactly he got killed, what happened there. Maybe he like, I don't know, I still don't know exactly why they killed him. I know that Hannah ended up with a black eye, so I'm thinking that Eve was defending her and like slit his throat because of the argument, but it's still a little bit of haziness there. And then so then they killed Simon. They put him in a bag downstairs, and then they went to Glasgow, as they got in a car and they went to Glasgow, and that was like their alibi, with like, oh, we were there so we couldn't have done it. They smashed his watch and I guess changed the date and the time, so it looked like he died, smashed his watch, and that gave them the time of death, but it was actually, I guess, like a day after he actually died. And then once they got back, they were like, oh, he's been missing or like a couple of days later, I guess, they were like, oh, he's been missing for 3 days or 2 days. They went to the police and told them that. And then a week after that, they pretended that they'd found the body. I think that's it. I think that's like the whole thing. So I guess there isn't really that many holes. The only maybe one was like, did her parents know that she was living there? Maybe I could look up like father for that. And like, why exactly did they kill Simon? But we kind of know that because we know they were revealing that they revealed to him the truth about the two of them and the fact she was pregnant and that it didn't go well. Her father. Dad. Also, Eve's like totally batshit crazy. Oh, here we go.
No, they were shut. Most of the windows were really hard to open anyway. It's stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door.
Oh, the cat flap. That was something I was supposed to look up. I forgot. I'll try this cat for now. How many did that return? 5. Okay, this is all the cat ones.
No cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino.
Domino.
It was this little black thing with white dots.
Oh, that's cute.
And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
This feels like a red herring.
When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book, the knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor.
Is that like Morse code?
Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
I don't think mice make that kind of noise. Like that's...
We loved our cat.
That would be some like
Domino.
mice wearing big like army
He had
boots,
this little
stomping
bell around
around.
his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden. And we used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
Okay, so that's helped me confirm that her parents did not know that she existed, which is all like, it's all kinds of horrible because they had their child stolen from them. They never found out that she was actually alive. And then, which I'm sure they would have been happy about. And then, like, she killed them. It's horrible. What a horrible story. Alright, cat flap. I don't know if I'm... Is that one word? Cat flap, flap. No, nothing new there. I don't know. Where are we going? I guess I'd still like to hear a little bit about what actually happened the night Simon died, but I'm not sure how to delve more into that. Okay, his argument.
There's no couple stuff. A stupid argument, nothing specific.
Maybe like truth or something. Or
No one knows how to push your buttons better than those.
tried
who
like
used to.
twin.
No. I mean, yes, we have arguments, but he never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way.
Oh, I just got another cheeser.
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
Maybe like black eye or something, or bruise, or... Okay.
Bruce. Oh, yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen and the chair slipped and I kind of hit the door with my face. I mean, like hell.
Isn't that like the classic excuse? Like, oh, it was a doorknob. It's not even a good lie.
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull our harness to match. Once,
That's
I
horrifying.
slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. And she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days.
Whoa.
She snuck frozen peas up for me from the kitchen.
Maybe Eve's not the only like psychopathic one.
So much of our bodies
Crazy
were
one.
synchronised anyway. We started
So
our
weird,
period on the
so
same
weird.
day. When our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
It's really weird. Is that true in real life? I have no idea. If like twins are that in sync. Like, remember like black eye. All right, let's see this.
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
She said that on the day that she's come in to report her husband missing. It's just like not even pretending to
He's
be
fine to me.
worried.
As long as it's black and strong, I'm good.
Black and strong, black and sweet. Maybe we're supposed to know, but from that it's the same person.
Black, no sugar. Thanks.
Oh, maybe we're supposed to pick that up, because look, she said black with lots of sugar, I like it sweet.
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar.
Oh, no, never mind, she says the same thing. Black, no sugar. Well, let's try white then, see if she ever asks for white coffee. It's not going to help, is it? Simon, Eve. Let's do that. Nope. Simon gives us a ton, doesn't it? Yeah, 61. So I need to narrow this down. Simon, murder. It's not going to help. Simon. Oh yeah, truth. Truth was one that I wanted. But it just makes it too easy to search for when you don't know anything. It's got to be something that I would have to like have played this far to know. So I thought Eve. Like I tried just searching for twin and didn't get that much. Simon. Right. Argument. Oh, there's a new one.
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night.
Friday.
After the argument, after Simon left, I left too. I was upset and I wanted to get away. So I took the car.
We didn't really delve into the car that much either. Okay, more car stuff.
I left the next day, Saturday. I slept for a few hours in the car. When I woke up, I came straight back. Simon wasn't returning my calls and I wanted to try and make up. I got back to the house and Simon wasn't there. And I...
Oh, because she's pregnant. So it'd be so much easier if we just search by date. I would just get all of the last days one where she like revealed everything, and then we'd know everything.
Yeah. I pulled over and slept in the car. This was just by the side of the road. I was exhausted.
There we go. There's one of those reveal ones.
When beautiful people died, it always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the...
Forgot about the Ouija board.
That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
I'm like repeating in my head how you spell Ouija, because O-U-I-J-A, because I know like, oh, it didn't give me much anyway. Yeah, it's a crazy word.
He saw me singing one of my shows, pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously, I knew who he was, but he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him.
Who's she talking about?
It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream.
Oh, Eve and Hannah are both palindromes. I just clicked to that. So what is, because she has a tattoo, like, but is she the only one that has a tattoo? I have no idea who she was talking about just then. That's weird. So when she was singing. Okay, let's do this.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion.
So after her
I was
sister
singing in
died,
the bar
I
in the
guess.
evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist. Nothing else happened that night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing in the bar again, and there he was. And again the next week, he offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten, and so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
Beach.
Yes.
Feel like I'm getting close to finding something new
I
out
thought
here.
about telling Hannah. I felt guilty after the kiss. But then it began to feel like this was the way it should be. Sharing, like we had before. He never mentioned her to me. There was the Simon with me and the Simon with her. It was almost like it was a different Simon. But
Simon was having an affair with Eve. Whoa. That's nuts. Wow. So he was with Eve in Oxford. So I still feel like we're not quite there on like why she killed him.
after the kiss, the next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house, to their house. So, it was definitely him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his wife was completely different to me. I almost burst out laughing.
How do I get more of this one? I really want to. I'm desperate to know more of the story. And I don't know how to get more details of this. She talked about a bed set.
Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was family. I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
Okay. Oh man, Simon baby. I need to know. I need to know more of the story. Oh my god. I'm getting there. I'm finding out like why he actually died. Where did I get that from? I got that from Kiss. Kiss and singing and show and performing. Show. No. Go back to Kiss.
Nothing else happened that night. We talked.
Singing. That's how I actually got there. Meal. Chips. Because I know that they want it to be, I guess when they designed the game, they want some things for you to not be able to get to easily unless you've got the things before it, so you can follow the trail. Like bedsit, I mean that's such a bizarre word, but that kind of led me there. So I'm kind of going through scouring for like more words that'll help. Don't know if this is one.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure it is.
I don't know what story she was talking about there. Cooking. Ill.
Can you imagine? I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? I felt like I had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
Different.
I sleep on the right side of the bed as you come in from the door. You can tell because I have two pillows and he just has one. I did. Well, we met when we were 17, both working at the Glaziers. A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
Yes, it's 1994. Who has a mobile phone?
No. Everyone loved Simon. He's a glazier. He doesn't have much money. I don't know. I don't know.
Doesn't he? Because you were like bragging about his like silver visa earlier.
Sure, I think. I do all the bills and paperwork and handle all the money stuff, so it should be easy for me to find. Do you want them dropped off to you? If you put me on You've Been Framed, I want the money.
I have no idea what that is.
Sure, yes, of course, if that would help. Will you phone the house to let me know when you want to come round? Then I can make sure that I'm there. He has a wallet, a huge silly thing, leather, real leather, I think. He packs it full of stuff, business cards, receipts, lottery tickets. He always carries it in his back pocket. I think that's why he's got a bad back. He sets the discs. I haven't seen it, so he must have it on him. He always takes it out of his back pocket before.
Every time she's just joking around and making light of things, it just like feels so wrong to me.
I wasn't in the house.
Man, okay, how do I get back on that track of like Simon and the kiss? Kiss didn't return that much, did it? What did it return? No, only 4, so I can't merge Simon with it. We have beach that gave us like, yeah, only 2 chips. And a meal on the beach. They met when she was singing in her show. I did show performing. Oops. We did different, didn't we?
No, he doesn't keep a diary.
Diary?
That's my thing.
It could be useful.
I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. Helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page. Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back.
Diary.
I think I was 5.
5.
It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
Because they lived across the road from each other. She's really not smart of the woman that stole her. Wow, so I thought they were like 13 when they just found out about each other, but she was saying they were 5. It's weird. I'm just going to try a reflection. They mentioned that word a few times. Cool.
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it
could
myself.
be good as well. And diary.
I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. Oh, TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books. I wanted to see my reflection. I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl. The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
I kept commenting on her hair earlier, being up and down, and like that being
What kind
linked
of
to.
hairs?
Oh yeah, the wig. That's what that's about. Okay, it's also interesting. Diary. Cool.
When I was 8, Mother died. She slipped down the stairs.
Oh
It was
my
an
god.
accident. I had read a diary at that point and I knew she wasn't my real mother. So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
That's a part of the story we didn't have before. Man, like her reign of terror started really young. So she read the woman that kidnapped her, who she thought was her mother. She read her diary at 8, found out she wasn't really her mum, pushed her down the stairs, killed her. It was an accident. And then she went and lived with her real family in secret at 8 years old. This is all kinds of fucked up.
It just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so we were on the same page.
Page was
We had a
what
list
she
of rules that
mentioned.
said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
Every time I do a search and I see her in that shirt thing that she's wearing when she does the reveal, I get so excited, like, yes, reveal time. Let's try page, because I've just seen that word come up a few times. No, raw. Cool, there's one reveal one.
Okay, she's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know. It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him. I didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before.
I mean, it's interesting because Eve seemed to be like the dominant, like stabby one, like stabby one, but at the same time she was the one that was like up in the attic, like marginalized and pushed into the corner. Yeah, but I can see like it seemed like Hannah actually really did love Simon and care about him. And then she got to a point where she didn't want to share him, didn't want her sister being part of that. But then they ended up meeting anyway and having an affair. Just doing words that I heard her mention before. Or there was another one. So another one, but it's gone right out of my head now. It was an unusual word, I thought. That's why I remembered it. But now it's gone now. We know they cut his throat now. Slit his throat. Nice.
On his throat.
Murder weapon, that's the other one I want to look for as well.
How?
A knife or something.
Like I said before, it was 3, something like that. I walked in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room. His throat had been cut. There was a lot of blood. Yeah, he was dead.
Does that mean she didn't do it? She found him.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back.
His story.
She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present.
Shit.
She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
Shit. So Hannah killed him. That was a surprise because it seemed like Eve killed everyone else. Shit. Oh, so it was a glass shard, she said, right? This glass would return too much. Oh, what did she say? What did I get from that?
Her story is that she'd waited for him.
I forgot about the wig as well. That's where the wig becomes important. Present mirror. Smashed.
And the hotel said he was there? Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room. Had a great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic.
Wow, we've got a lot of them now. Wow, that's a bunch of them.
Fine. I've never had my fingerprints taken before. I once put my hand on the oven. Fingerprints. Yes, yeah. I would have cleaned them. I changed the sheets too. With the fingerprints in all those places.
Can't believe he gave both of them the same mirror. That sucks. I should have known that after they emphasized this was like such a unique gift and he crafted just one for her. It's horrible.
Could they have been my parents' fingerprints? I'm not sure how long they last for, but is that possible? Really? Go on then. Take the cup. Run your fingerprints. They'll match. Fucking didn't.
Are fingerprints the same for twins? I know DNA is, obviously, but I don't know about fingerprints. Did birthday, didn't we? Yeah, because we've talked about that being the birthday. Oh, sure I did birthday.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house. About 8 years back. It was a present to myself.
Tattoo.
I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up. I think they say you can have 1 cup.
So she did the tattoo after she went her separate ways with her sister. She moved out.
A cup of tea would be good, thanks. Just 1 sugar.
I suppose they'd know each other pretty well by now, that they wouldn't get caught up
Coffee,
on
I
things
guess.
like that, would they?
Milk and sugar.
Oh, they would. You said milk. Oh, I tried to look up milk before, but I didn't. I looked up white. Like she was saying black coffee, so I looked up white for white coffee. Okay, so that's 2 different people.
A long time. We got married when I was 17.
17 would be a good one too.
Childhood sweethearts. Something like that. Are you married, detective?
Was that could seem kind of flirty.
When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. You could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
Oh, lots of those.
Really? You're going to ask me about my sex life? Isn't that
Scandalous. We've already heard the hairbrush story, so like nothing's going to shock us. Don't worry.
Are you married? How is your sex life?
It's relevant.
So, our sex life is probably fairly average for a couple after 10 years of marriage. No! You're talking to the wrong person if you think I'm some kind of slut. If you think I'm the kind of person that would have had sex with all those guys.
That's my sister you're thinking of. That sister, that's what we're talking
I'm
about.
okay. Fuck. Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you.
Wow, she's mad.
Are you arresting me? No. Fuck off. Open this door.
Crazy mad.
No. He was as shy as me. I asked a friend to ask him
A
out
friend.
for me. We had our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth.
Taking care of business.
Simon's parents offered to put me out, but I don't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
Working overtime.
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot,
right?
They didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. Mum was amazed.
I would have thought the parents would be able to tell the difference, but maybe that only works if they actually know that there's a duplicate. Otherwise, you just wouldn't even think about it, right? It would just seem too crazy.
Okay. I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records? Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. Blood. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. She was sat behind him. She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day. And she had blood on her. And she was in shock. I think when I drove back it was about 8 or something. And I got back to the house about 3. It's like I told you before, I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
Well, I think we've seen enough of the story now. I think we pretty much know how the pieces came together. I'm glad that I kept going after I got the original message, because originally I was pretty sure it was Eve that had killed Simon, but it turns out it was actually Hannah that she freaked out when she found out he was having an affair with Eve, and so she dressed up like Eve and hung out with him, I think just to see what it was like, to see how he'd react. But then he gave her a mirror as a birthday present, which was the exact same mirror that he'd given her, that she thought was unique and made just for her and proved their love. And he told her that he wanted to be with her, thinking she was Eve. Which would have been pretty gutting. So she smashed the mirror and she lashed out with it and sliced him across the throat. And then Eve found them, and I think eventually she said she just took off and drove, but then she came back again and decided that she cared about her sister more than she cared about Simon. Well, I guess he was dead already. So she decided to help her cover it up. I mean, I still think Eve killed the other people though. it makes sense, like the pushing the woman down the stairs. It only could have been her, unless it really was an accident, but I don't know, I don't believe that. And someone killed the parents. 2 people don't just like accidentally poison themselves with like poison mushrooms when they like know mushrooms really well. So someone killed them, and it makes more sense for it to be Eve because she was suffering more at that point. She was up hiding in the attic. So I think Eve incriminated herself, even though she was trying to prove that she didn't kill Simon. Is that everyone who was murdered? I'm like, I feel like I've missed someone. Maybe that's everyone. Okay. On her trail of terror. Okay. Alright, let's solve this thing. Yes. I'm done. Archive PC. You think you understand why your mother did what she did? Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't realize, like, this explains why this happened in 1994. This is the kid, this is the baby that Eve was pregnant with. Wow. Sarah. Holy crap. That was a total surprise to me. I figured this was like a cold case or something, which doesn't really make sense because she pretty much like admitted everything that happened. Wow, yeah, that came as a shock. So what do I do? User is offline. Do I just log off? Guess I'm done. Wow. Yeah, that was cool. That end was a bit of a shock. Who's SB? Who's SB? I don't know. I thought I had everything, but now I'm like, now I'm not so sure. So Sarah is the daughter of Eve anyway, and so she was allowed in there to see the videos of her mum and find out what the deal was. Well, anyway, that was a really cool game. I hate that feeling when you feel like you're missing something. It's like, I had it all, and then there was this like surprise at the end, and now I'm like, oh, am I supposed to know who SB is? Like, I can't think, but I don't know, maybe not. Definitely not Simon, because Simon's dead. And it was Simon Smith, so anyway, that was cool. I like games that I was talking yesterday about Myst and how you have to like find the story for yourself with Myst. Yeah, and I guess it's kind of like that in a way. Like you get different parts of the narrative from, you know, different parts of time and just have to piece it all together and like solving a puzzle. That was awesome. Cool, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the video, or if you like the game, then check in the description below. I'll put a link for buying it on Steam. If you like the video, then please hit like on it. And if you really, really like the video, then please subscribe. Cool, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.